Welcome to the show. This is Hal Sparks, Mega Worldwide, the only person who is diving long form into the shallow pool of right-wing talking points and still not coming up with any cranial injuries or spinal compression. And I think that in and of itself is a personal trait that deserves applause and support. So don't forget to like and subscribe, become a Patreon supporter today if you can. If you can't help in any way, it's all right. I wish you could. I really do. I wish that everybody could, tip on the PayPal or the Venmo's on the other screen. If you can support and you do those kind of things, have at it. But at no point do I want to pressure people into supporting the show. But which I always feel when I even remind people about it. And it's never mind. You don't have to deal with my own personal issues with asking for what I'm worth in the world. It's just, the problem is it's not a matter of like imposter syndrome or anything. It's just that I couldn't possibly ask for what I believe I'm worth because that amount of money doesn't exist in the world. Hi, I'm Hal Sparks and I'm priceless. Anyways, so thank you so much, 5024 Scooter. Don't forget you can subscribe with Amazon Prime and it doesn't cost you a dime on Twitch. That's one of the ways you can help. And during the pandemic, I know a lot of you became Prime members and it's one of the ways you could maybe use that evil power for good. All right. So, okay, where do I even start? Okay, I had one of those days where thank you for the hype train on Twitch. I had one of those days where in between just trying to hang out with my family and do life stuff in between broadcasts, I will sometimes, to keep myself up on the current talking points that are happening in the right-wing world so that I may watch them collapse. Because it's kind of a hobby of mine to try to pick out what the next talking point is and sort of almost bet in my own head when it's going to die, when it's going to like fall apart. It's terrific. And occasionally I will stumble across a piece of reasoning or an argument on, that's fluttering around the right in a way that doesn't get articulated all the way to the surface. And it's almost as if whatever that talking point is, it's so fucking embarrassingly stupid that no one wants to go anywhere near it. So the one I'm talking about in particular is the constant refrain about Ashley Babbitt, both from Greg Kelly and from Trump, about how she was murdered and it wasn't her fault and there's a cover up and blah blah blah, and that she was driven into this position where she was killed and she whatever. And it's hard to get a grasp on what the actual argument is. Because it's not because they haven't heard what I'm about to show you or this piece of information. And they may be aware that it's, obviously been shot down by fact checkers, no pun intended, over time. It's just that I think they have a hard time bullshitting themselves this much. And so you have to be a special kind of person to be dumb enough to think that this talking point, this story, this sales pitch, this bullshit is an effective way of telling people, or manipulating people to believe what you believe. And man, Oshevitz, the MTG Live podcast thing that she has, live cast with her little gobo on the wall and what have you, is always there to guarantee you will get the sort of unfiltered iron ore of bullshit of this talking point. Everybody else is like, I don't know if I can say that. I'll sound like a fucking moron or a manipulative prick or I'm, you know, or I'm just deluded. MTG doesn't have any of those governors on her engine. She's just ready. She'll flood the tank with stupid at the first chance. So this guy she has on. So the clip that I'm about to show you is only 2 minutes long, and that in and of itself is telling. And it's called "Everything You Know About Ashley Babbitt Is Wrong." Okay, I know she was a woman. I know she was wearing a MAGA hat. I know that or red hat. I don't know if it was a MAGA hat. So maybe I'm wrong about whether or not it was. Maybe it was a blue hat, and I just see. When I see red, I think it's blue, and you think blue is red, and we just agree on the names. She was in the Air Force. She's dead. She was shot by a Capitol Guard as she was climbing through a broken window on January 6th. She was not dragged there. She was not led there in handcuffs, blindfolded, and then they took the blindfold off and said, if you can't get through that door, I'm going to stab you or anything like that. She was not violently coaxed into that behavior. That's what I know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're wrong. And maybe a minute and a half is all we need to solve that shit. Now, I doubt it. And I've got a feeling that what she describes or talks about in this clip is not going to be convincing for a bunch of reasons, but let's find out. So this is a minute 55 seconds long. And it's not playing. Why would it not play? That's weird. Play something, you creep. I'm being hacked. Okay, there it is.
So what do we need to watch next, Taylor?
I would probably display V2.
Yeah, so he's walking her through footage from January 6th. Not his own footage, because his own footage shows her bleeding to death, and he doesn't want to show that later. So, but he's having her go through other people's footage. Now, he was closer to Ashley Babbitt, but for some particular reason, he doesn't want to show his closer footage because it's too much for the viewer. So you're just going to have to suffice with stuff that was farther away and take his word for it.
And this is going to be the video that no one ever enjoys to talk about or
This is the video that no one ever enjoys to talk about.
even address, especially the
No one even addresses this video.
January 6th committee. And this is the
This is the exculpatory. This proves that not only was Ashley Babbitt there because she was deputized by the president of the United States, she had every right to be there, that she did not climb through that window. And she was not a part of the mob that day. She's not even a Trump supporter. Everything you know about Ashley Babbitt is wrong. And this is the video that the Jan 6 committee is afraid to show. Let's see it. So we only need a minute and 55 seconds to destroy the entire committee's hearing. And that's what they're running from. Not even this long. I don't know how long the video is. We'll see.
a slowed down video of Ashley Babbitt punching the agitator who was breaking the windows.
This is a slowed down video of Ashley Babbitt punching, quote, one of the agitators. So this is a guy who isn't a MAGA supporter. He just happened to be in the front of all these people. He's smashing a window. She punches him to stop him from going through the window, and then blocks the window so he can't get through because she's obviously not afraid to. But no, she went through the window. Oh.
She grabs him with her right hand.
Grabs him with her right hand. Okay.
Pulls him by the backpack and then hits him in the face with her left fist.
Her left fist.
To get him to stop breaking the window.
To get him to stop breaking the window. Everything you know about Ashley Babbitt is wrong. Let's do it.
From that punch, when the punch landed, from when she was shot was approximately 7 seconds.
So she punched him in the face because he was breaking a window, and less than 6 seconds later, pushed him out of the way and climbed through the window herself.
Okay, let's go ahead and watch Taylor's video.
Yeah, let's look at Taylor's video. So that guy busts a window. Ashley grabs, there you go. Ashley grabs Alam's bag. That's Zachary Alam, looks directly at Ashley Babbitt. And then here comes the fist. Pa-pow! Ashley's punch, contact with Alan's face, knocking his glasses off. And then the video turns away and follows the cops that were coming up there to get this guy and the guy in the suit and clear them because the door was barricaded. They came up and they're like, this door's barricaded. These dickheads aren't going to do anything. They had no reason to believe these guys were going to bash the windows in or actually get to anything. And it was on there. But interestingly enough, this is our footage. Okay, then. Yeah, I don't know what more you need. Clearly that was her fist. Clearly that was her hand. She was just reaching around the lady with brown hair. Who the fuck is that? And why is the hand that grabs the backpack around behind this person and then Ashley Babbitt punches him in the fucking face and goes through the window? That's it. This is the game changer that proves everything you know about Ashley Babbitt is wrong. There she is. She punches him in the face. He's filming that way.
That was clear. So
that was clear. That's unavoidable. I mean, how she came all that way to stop the Antifa agitators from interrupting the reading of the votes so that Trump could lose properly. That's all right.
there was more people there. There was a crowd there, and they were starting to break the windows. That's what I saw. Is that right, Taylor?
No, that's not what you saw. That's clearly. Why are you asking someone what you saw? I don't understand that.
Yeah, you are correct.
You are correct. Your eyes are functioning. You did see people trying to get through the doors on January 6th.
We had about 3 to 4 agitators there.
3 to 4 agitators. These people are not maggots. These people are Antifa, FBI, something. And all they're there to do is get the Ashley Babbitts of the world to climb through smashed windows. If it wasn't for them smashing windows, these people would have stayed outside.
That began to smash the windows. And as everyone stood back, I mean, it was really only 4 people there that were causing all that damage. And
yeah, that's right. Everybody else in the whole place, like in that entire crowd. I mean, the rest of them were in that area. There were a shit ton of people filming things, filming the other folks. They certainly weren't interrupting the damage. That's what he was there doing, was filming it as it happened.
In that one area. I mean, you could probably display.
What the fuck was that? Oh, they edited it?
That began to smash the windows. And as everyone stood back, I mean, it was really only 4 people there that were causing all that damage in that one area. I mean, you could probably display image 1 just so the audience can get a little bit better view. It's just a still shot.
Yeah. I mean, the video, it was slow motion and it doesn't really show what we say it shows. But here, and I have video that's closer. That's my own, but I don't want to upset people, so I'm not going to show that video. I'm going to just reference a still shot.
She swings her fist and when she actually collides with Zachary Alam to stop him.
Okay.
She didn't stop him. She climbs through the window he just busted.
Oh, wow.
What do you mean, oh, wow? Where's the proof that that's Ashley Babbitt's fist, for one? And where's the other? How do I not interpret that as she punched him because she wanted to be first through the fucking glass?
It's undeniable. So Ashley.
Yes, it is. It's totally deniable. Somebody else is grabbing his backpack. That's a lie. Who the fuck? Where's that fist coming from? It's allegedly Ashley Babbitt. It's her left hand around the other woman. Or whoever that is in a hoodie. Totally undeniable. Oh my God. Smoking knuckle.
Ashley Babbitt has been painted as, an insurrectionist.
Yes, that's exactly what she is. That's why she was there.
But she's clearly.
Yeah, she was defending the place. She had deputized herself. She crawled through the glass so that she could take the gun away from the guy that shot her and shoot at this Alam dude.
Punching him.
Because he was filming. Again, that's the whole thing. That's the entirety of the clip. You know how I talk about doing stuff long form and the reasoning? This is what she is showing. Yeah, the clear video has been wiped from it used to be on his video used to be on Rumble under the name Epic Joe, because he works for the Epic Times now. And in that, there's like archives of the page, but the video is gone. Yeah, I'll try and dig it up, but he's selling the footage. Now, this is where he's actually talking about it. This is the longer piece of it, and it's not 2 hours long. She spent half this time not being there. A lot of the up till about maybe 5 minutes before this, it's MTG Live will be going live soon. It's like almost an hour of starting video. So if anybody gets mad about my 5-minute countdown when I'm getting shit in order, I mean, please. But I'm gonna see if there's an extension of that part where he got clipped out. Oh shit! See what I mean? Hold on. Then she's got ads and all kinds of shit in here. Let's see if we can find. Yeah. So this is where we are. This is the back part now.
There's multiple people within that room they're unidentified. I mean, people that are in that room, they're either in jail, they were acting as agitators and haven't been charged because they were removed from the list by the FBI, which we've seen as a reoccurring thing here.
By the way, they've been removed from the list because they were already interviewed. They showed the footage they were filming that showed that they were there actually just filming shit.
Or it was me. I mean, I was one of the only ones that wasn't arrested.
He wasn't arrested. Obviously, clearly that proves that he was working for the FBI.
And because I don't think the DOJ wanted a statement from me.
They don't want a statement from you. It's weird. They just want your footage, which they already have.
I don't think and that's one reason why they won't respond to my subpoenas either, is they are
his subpoenas
afraid of what I have to say because I have video evidence and eyewitness statements to back everything I've said is up.
And you would think the January 6th committee, if they were so interested in the truth and finding out what happened on January 6th,
why wouldn't they talk to a reporter from the Epic Times who was caught in a pants on fire lie by PolitiFact early on about this shit and is now shopping his footage when they already have it?
I certainly would think, Taylor, you would be someone that they would want to talk to, especially when they had all these private hearings where the public couldn't see them.
Yeah, it's almost as if they talked to some of those other people you're talking about and dismissed them, either took their footage and told them to fuck off or made a plea deal with them, or said you were there filming and you're not, we've got footage of what you were doing at the time and we can compare that to your actions so we know whether you were quote unquote an agitator or a true believer, or you were a participant, or you left, or you got punched in the face by a girl and went home.
They could have talked to you. They could have taken all of your video evidence.
They do have all of his video evidence.
They could have taken your testimony, but they didn't do that when they had the opportunity, especially when all of their hearings were closed to the public and closed to all of us. We couldn't go in there either, but they chose not to do it. And
it's true. It's weird. You can't storm into a hearing. I mean, they tried, if you'll recall.
Shocking. You have clear pictures and.
Yeah, no, that's not his. Fucko. That's not his stuff.
Video evidence of people breaking into the speaker's lobby. And those people, you would think they would want your videos, but they don't want them.
They have them. He already posted them. He posted them live at the time. They got all the footage. They don't need his permission to get it.
No, they don't, Marjorie. I mean, and that itself just proves that this committee is one huge sham who isn't interested in the truth, and they never have been.
Never. They don't want the truth. What they want to know is that Ashley Babbitt was there to force Mike Pence to count the electoral votes as they stand.
I'm actually on a witness flight list.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This young man is on a witness flight list. Like, hey, asshole, we have your footage. We don't think you have anything to contribute because you were just there filming. but there's a pin in you. And if at any point we need to confirm something about that particular moment, right after he's like, they're not interested. They don't want to talk to me. Nobody wants to talk to me about that. Like, okay, first of all, January 6th is about Trump's participation in the lead up to it and who might have helped coordinate it, not the moments that happened on the ground. That's the whole point of it. So if this asshole has footage of it was FBI agents and he even says at one point that there are people in black who change into Trump gear when they get closer, to the thing. Now, he's like, these guys are clearly like Antifa or FBI guys, and they change into Trump-friendly gear. You're like, and the reasoning he gives is that proves that they weren't really Trump supporters, that they're masking up for Trump supporters instead of masking up the other way so they could get in earlier or get in through some other route or get around the police or get past the police, because everything's happening so chaotically that if you're dressed in all black, the cops might have waved you through because they're busy fighting people in red hats. Then you put your shit on when you come through. That's a tactical move.
I have to go 4 hours to the airport early if I want to make it to my flight on time. I go through the strictest security that they...
Boo fucking. So this guy's like, they're not even interested in talking to anybody there. Meanwhile, if I want to fly anywhere, it takes me an extra 4 hours because I have to be screened to make sure I'm not leaving the goddamn country. Bike Shop Guru's mentioning this thing, which is fascinating. Sources within the Secret Service now tell CNN that a description of the incident involving President Trump angrily demanding to be taken to the Capitol on January 6th and lunging at agents within the president's vehicle circulated among staff for months following the events. Two Secret Service sources told CNN they heard the story from multiple agents, including the driver of the presidential vehicle where the events allegedly took place, according to Rolling Stone. That is, get used to that idea. And again, they're shitting on Cassidy because they think they can batten down this hatch that way. These two guys are now going to have to, if they go under oath, the ones that were in the car, they're going to have to explain to the committee under oath why dozens of other Secret Service personnel and other staffers, along with Cassidy, heard them tell the same story. It's great. Like, it's a nice little piece. That didn't last long at all. Here we go.
That they have at the airport. And, my DHS contact, apparently it is called a witness list. So, I'm listed as a witness in this case.
There's apparently a dog in the Ashley Babbitt hearing room today. Is there a witness? Is there dog footage?
But yet I would say I'm the only person in history in such a high profile shooting that hasn't been reached out to.
Yeah, dude, you don't have the fucking Zapruder footage. All right, even the footage he fucking shows isn't his in this. The stuff he's referencing. Let's see if we can find that, because I don't want to, here we go. So and this is very telling as well. I'd like to say for the record that when I talk over somebody's clip like this, I have a responsibility for it to at least be 2/3 of the frame. Ish. So you can see what they're putting up. You can see fairly clearly. Occasionally I lean over it, but I try to stay clear, especially if there's ever a chyron down here and I want to show you what's in it. Watch how they show footage on this. This is on Rumble. This is on her show. This is him addressing footage, and they are posting this footage while she watches it with whatever Black Magic switcher they have, or OBS version, whatever they're doing this, or if she's using like StreamYard, whatever it is. Watch where they put the fucking video so that you can see the most, because you have to understand, she's presenting this as they're going through this footage to show you what really happened. That's it. Clearly an agitator in a fur hat. The best part of this footage, by the way, because many of us have seen this before, is note how many people are actually filming with their phones. So the idea that there isn't multiple coverage of this particular thing, including when Ashley Babbitt or whoever it was punches that dude in the face, the idea that there isn't other footage of that, and might be the reason why they don't give a rat fuck what this guy says, because they have multiple shots of it and they can tell. But the fact that there's dozens of phones every time they scan around this, but she's putting it in this little box right here because the more you blow it up, the more her case the argument falls apart. And this guy's like, I can't tell if he's a fur-hatted agitator. The idea is that he's saying, okay, wait, and then we'll charge. And then he turns around and this is so stupid. So they're yelling, break it down. This is the whole thing. And then Ashley Babbitt is like right around over here. And then she starts to move forward as they're yelling, break it down. And then there's a woman yelling, break it down. This guy says that's not Ashley Babbitt yelling. It's another woman further back. Immaterial. She's in a giant crowd of people saying, break it down in terms of the doors. They've already smashed the glass over here, by the way. So it's not like this is new.
Guys, people can start getting hurt.
And then this guy who's filming, just there filming, says people could start getting hurt.
And if they break in,
Let us in or it's going to get worse.
look at all these people here. Doesn't look like anybody's scared to get hurt, that's for sure.
Doesn't look like anybody's scared to get hurt. That's for sure. Says man moments away, from the death of Ashley Babbitt.
Okay, we got police coming up.
Yeah, by the way, these guys come up and they take out two of there's one injured guard and another person, and they start clearing them because the idea is they're already moving the people out on the other side of the door. It's barricaded. They think it's a dead end for those folks, and they go up and see this, and then they come back down.
We got police coming up.
And as they're leaving, that's when the glass starts breaking, but they don't think they can get through because of the breaking glass, so that's why they split. See, that guy's filming, and that guy's filming.
Be safe, guys. We're trying to be peaceful. Be safe.
Be safe, guys. We're trying to be peaceful, and you can hear people hitting the door.
Be safe, guys. Peace.
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 Peace, yells the guy.
Peace.
So see, they come up and see the guy in the suit and the other person. They basically come up and get him and clear them, and they're of the idea that these guys aren't going anywhere. They don't think these people are going to, even if they break the glass, are going to be able to get through those doors because the door, there's not going to be a stampede of people in there theoretically because you can see there's a bunch of shit piled up against the door.
Okay.
Like we've covered this stuff. I mean, we were watching it live in January 6th.
Break in.
Yeah, they're like totally overwhelmed. The whole hallway is full of maggots. See that guy that's the dude they came to get, was the guy covered in dust because he'd been hit. And then, there she goes. That's where Ashley Babbitt gets shot. That's her. That's that moment. She punches this dude in the face, knocks his glasses off, is the idea. Because she grabs his backpack and then she punches him. Okay, here's what happens. She wants to go through the window. She grabs him to kind of glow up and claw through, and she or somebody else hits him in the face. He puts his glasses back on, and then she keeps going through the fucking window. Then she gets shot right there. And look at this. They're like, try and make this fit your narrative. Try.
Was that Ashley Babbitt screaming no at them when they were
Oh, he says she was yelling no at them. And his story is, well, maybe he says it right here. His story has been that Ashley Babbitt went through the window because she was going to block people coming through it from the other side. That she was former Air Force. She'd been in military police, and that she was going to get through the window first and then tell everybody to stay back.
smashing the window?
Yeah, so she actually yells no over and over and over again. She says, no, stop, no, stop. And then that screech you hear is actually, it's not from Ashley. A lot of people misinterpreted that because of the video angles. That was actually behind me. And that was another woman. I mean, I didn't even see what she looked like, but
Yeah, I was filming everything, but I was only there to film Ashley Babbitt because I knew of all the people that was there that day. Because he talks about, at one point, and he's talked about this in the past, he talked about finding her in a crowd by herself on her phone, not with anybody, alone. And just decided, I'll follow her around and film her. I'll just pick her as my, as my subject.
Her screech, it was loud to say the least. But I wanted to display that video to touch on, Michael Bird's testimony in regards to him shooting Ashley. He went on Lester Holt and did a, primetime hits to talk about the situation that took place. And one of the things that he says is that there was no CERT team. And that team that you see moving up the stairs and
that he would not have seen because they were behind people he couldn't see from his angle.
All tactical gear with rifles in their hands.
Who came up and left.
That actually was the CERT team.
Right, and he wouldn't have seen them because of where he was.
And they were there to transition the officers out. So you see the officers slide over and you see the CERT team go up the stairs. And in between that, you actually see Ashley yelling at Zachary Alam. You see her yelling at other people, telling them to stop.
And then why? Because she wants to be first through the window?
And that's when Ashley comes up, grabs his backpack, punches him in the face.
And then wants to be first through the glass.
And jumps through the window.
Yes, and jumps through that part, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Anyway, so this goes on forever. If anybody wants to watch this, usually, like I say, I do long form clips of what they post. And what she posted of this shit is this 1 minute and 55 second everything you know about Ashley Babbitt is wrong video. And in context that she does not give in this is a fucking long ass. She talks to this dude for a fucking hour and change, arguing that, this was, that she was coaxed and then forced through the window. It's so weird. But anyways, this is the argument. This everything you know about Ashley Babbitt is wrong concept, that she was yelling no, and that she punched this dude, and that she only climbed through the window because she wanted to play cop, and she was going to stop the other people from coming through by climbing through first and then stopping them from going through, which is no one has any reason to believe that that's the case. It's just lunacy, especially if you look at what she was saying on her way there, all that stuff. That this is the root of Greg Kelly's argument, of Trump's argument about what happened, that Ashley Babbitt is, a hero and she was murdered and blah, blah, blah. That it's all rooted in this storyline. It's so fucking odd. But they never address this part of the story because it falls apart under any scrutiny. So they basically let this exist. So there's two tiers of information. You let it kind of hum along in the just above Alex Jones zone of conversation about it, and then pretend that there's more to it than that, and then you can stiff arm the details of the story so you don't look like you're completely fucking insane, and you let somebody who's completely fucking insane carry the water for the storyline. But this is every time we've heard Greg Kelly defend this shit and defend Ashley Babbitt, I always have gone where the fuck do they get this? What are they talking about? We all saw the footage. We all saw she was there. We all know she was a Trump supporter. We all know she made her way to the front of this shit. We all know she went through the glass. So other people were breaking the glass with her. They were there. She decided to go through first. She got shot. Nobody else went through. After that, past that point, that was enough. That stopped everybody from going through that fucking door. So there's not a huge mystery to it. But in this particular case, this is where they get it from. This is their take that makes them think that. I just wanted to, that's one of those things when I just get, when you go down the Babbitt hole and you start following around the reasoning and justification around this stuff. It's kind of like when we dive into the 2000 Mule stuff. There's this, and the argument I would make for why you want people like Lindell and this, I don't want them censored. I want to address their points point by point, because I feel like the more these people talk, the more obviously the dumber they are. If you give them enough space and they will just talk themselves into a fucking hole